Hello and a very warm welcome. What a season it's been. We crowned Lewis Hamilton a 6-time world champion. The youngsters shine. This is season ratings. We do it after a race, we rate the drivers. All 20 drivers, every single race. We do it in a format now. It's qualifying reaction, race reaction, driver ratings. But this is becoming the norm now. After the season finishes in Abu Dhabi, we rate all 20 drivers for the season, and it's same as driver ratings. 10's phenomenal, 0's awful, and you need to improve. So, where should we start? Well, there's only one place we can start, and that's with the 6-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton, 10 out of 10. No, I'm not biased. And this is the thing. I will give you a full reason why I give the rating. I won't just say 10 and then we'll go into detail with every driver. So here we go. Let's get into it. Lewis Hamilton, 10 out of 10. World champion. 6-time world champion. 11 wins in a season. 17 podiums. Top 3 of all drivers. I mean, he's the all-time pole holder. He's so close to Michael Schumacher's 91 wins. He's a world-class driver and he will only be appreciated when he retires. He's a great of F1. He always will be. And he's the best ever British driver we've ever produced. Without a shadow of a doubt. Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri, it's James. Fuck off, James. 8 for Bottas. He fought for the title. He wins 4 races. He wins at Australia, Baku, Japan and USA. Tough trying to remember that off the top of my head. Yeah, he falters mid-season. He started the season well. He came on the radio at Australia. Who to it may concern, fuck you. He comes with this fiery attitude. Then he falters mid-season and then he came on strong right at the end. But in the middle, he was nowhere, and that's where, especially Germany, he had a massive chance to gain points on Hamilton. Hamilton's having a rare off weekend. That's when Bottas needed to capitalise, and he ended up pulling it in the wall. And that was where I don't think Bottas can be a world champion. He's made sacrifices in his life. If you've not read the news, he's made huge sacrifices in his life. Rosberg, he needed to get nasty to beat Lewis Hamilton, and unless Valtteri Bottas does the same, he's never going to be a world champion. He's too nicey nice. Yes, Toto. Yes, James. 3 bags full, James. Valtteri, it's James. You need to go and wash Lewis's car. Copy, James. I'll be there immediately. Sebastian Vettel, 6. Beaten by Charles Leclerc. Leclerc's first season, and he beats Seb. Struggled this season, Vettel. Costly mistakes. You think of Bahrain going wheel to wheel with Lewis Hamilton, ends up doing a 360 pirouette. Only 1 win as well. His 1 win came at Singapore. Should be 2 every day of the week. I mean, he won at Canada in my opinion. That was his highlight and his low point because he dominated the Canadian Grand Prix. He got a bullshit penalty and got robbed of victory when he should have had the win in Canada in my opinion. I'm a Hamilton fan, but Vettel should have won that race every day of the week. Yeah, he was absolutely robbed in Canada, so that's like his kind of highlight and then low point at the same time. And he needed this off break, did Sebastian Vettel. He's got a you can't really say Leclerc's a rookie, but he's a rookie coming into Ferrari. He's had 1 season with Alfa, came into Ferrari and he's beat a 4-time champion, so wow. Charles Leclerc, 9. First season at Ferrari, beats a 4-time world champion, 7 pole positions, the most of anyone. I mean, think about it. Lewis Hamilton, the all-time pole holder, yet Leclerc has got the most poles of the season. He gets 2 wins. He gets 1 at Spa after a turmoil weekend for the Frenchman, after his young friend passed away the day before. He goes and wins the Spa Grand Prix. And then the first Ferrari win in what seems like ages at Monza. Crazy. What a great season for Charles Leclerc. He is going to bring us some great excitement over the next couple of years. Brilliant season by Leclerc. Has to be a 9 for me. Max, 9. Consistent. 3 wins. Wins a crazy Austrian Grand Prix where he hunts down Charles Leclerc. Germany, he did a 360, won the race when it was absolutely chaotic, and then dominated the Brazilian Grand Prix. A world champion in the making. He's destroyed his teammates, battered his teammates, took them to school. He just needs the machinery to fight for a world championship. Hopefully Red Bull Honda next year will be giving him a title winning car. Alexander Albon, 8. Started the season at Toro Rosso. He got his promotion to Red Bull. Rookie of the year. He's got the drive for 2020 full time at Red Bull. And he needs to stop crashing now. Many crashes by Alexander Albon. That is his one weak point of the season. Far too many crashes. You think Australia, China, Mexico, Russia, Brazil. Far too many crashes for Alex Albon. That's why I only give him 8, because he's been crashing the car too much. He's got to cut that out if he wants to succeed at Red Bull. And he's got to be getting on the podium next year. No excuses. He's got to be closer to Max and getting on the podium. Sergio Perez, 6. Solid performer. 10th in the drivers. Beat Lance Stroll. The best tyre saver in F1. We don't want to see tyre saving, but he's the best at it by 100 miles. And he had a world-class race in Abu Dhabi to top the season off. Pull a very good move on Norris for 7th. Lance Stroll, 2 out of 10. 15th in the drivers. Beaten by Perez. Highlight was his home race in Canada. He's a paid driver. Is he good enough? Probably not. Smashes into Pierre Gasly at Abu Dhabi. Doesn't receive a penalty when he should. But he's going to remain in the sport because his dad has funds in the team. So your dad has funds in the team. You're never going to drop your son, are you? Because you want your son to... It's just never going to happen. He's going to be on the grid forever. Nico Hülkenberg, 5. Last season in F1, which is a disgrace. It's a shambles. Renault have been shocking this season. Beaten by the works team. I'm not beating around the bush. That's shocking by Renault. It's embarrassing to be beaten by... Like, they're the works team and they get beat by McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo, 5 out of 10. First season at Renault. Solid. His highlight was probably Canada. 9th in the drivers. But again, I mean, Daniel Ricciardo leaves where he gets poles and race wins to join Renault, and Renault can't even beat McLaren. That's why I give him. Now, here we go, the lowest rating of them all. Who does it go to? Romain Grosjean. Should have lost his seat this year. Absolutely shocking all season. I mean, I have to laugh, otherwise I cry. We're losing Nico Hülkenberg, but we're keeping Romain Grosjean. Incredible. Should have lost his seat. 18th in the drivers. So he's basically last in the drivers because Williams was always going to be 19th and 20th, but Grosjean, out of all the other drivers, he's 18th. He's basically last. It's like Haas very poor. They've been a shambles. 9th in the constructors. Very embarrassing. Kevin Magnussen, 1. Haas awful. Magnussen 16th in the drivers. Highlight of his season was qualifying in Austria. Now, Carlos Sainz, 10 out of 10. The second driver to receive a 10 by me. For me, driver of the season, best of the rest in the championship. Claimed 6th place in the championship in Abu Dhabi. Put a very brave, bold move on Daniel Ricciardo. And yeah, he's been absolutely outstanding. A podium at Brazil. He goes from 20th to 3rd. Best of the rest most weekends. He's just been superb this season. Lando Norris, 8. Rookie season. He's out-qualified Carlos Sainz. Performed brilliant. His strength for me has been qualifying. Qualifying, he's very, very good over one lap. He's very harsh on himself. He's a big critic of himself. 10th in the drivers. It's been a fantastic season for the Englishman. Him and Sainz work. There's a good vibe in McLaren, and McLaren have delivered this season by getting 4th in the Constructors. Kimi Raikkonen. No, shit, we've jumped the bed. Giovinazzi, my good Italian friend who has beautiful hair. Sorry, Antonio. Giovinazzi, 4. Struggled at the start of the season. Really did struggle. I mean, I was actually questioning whether he should lose his seat. But then Spa, he really improved after the summer break. He came back at Spa. He was running in the points, put it in the fence late on. Then he goes to his home race in Italy, scores points. And slow start to the season, really improved at the end of the season. And he deserved to keep his seat, actually. I was questioning him, but he became a very solid driver at the end of the season. Kimi Raikkonen, 6. Solid season. I think people are overhyping Kimi a bit. We know Kimi's a world-class driver, but let's be realistic. He's had a solid season, nothing special. I would say the highlight is his P4 in Brazil, but 12th in the drivers. I mean, I can't give him any more than a 6, to be honest. George Russell, 6. His first season in Formula 1. Destroyed Robert Kubica 21-0 in qualifying. Beat Kubica nearly every weekend. Doing the best he can in a shit heap of a car. He's a future star. The highlight has got to be Hungary. I gave him 10 out of 10 on the driver ratings. And yeah, Russell, he's one for the future. He could easily, if Bottas doesn't start delivering, I would not be at all shocked to see George Russell in that Mercedes. Robert Kubica. Now, it's always tough when you mark Robert Kubica. It's always tough talking about Robert Kubica. People get emotional about talking about Kubica. But we've got to be realistic. I'm always going to tell the truth on driver ratings, season ratings, and I'm going brutal. And I believe this mark is justified. Robert Kubica, 1. Horrible. Well, I'm going to be honest. Like, people have got to hear the truth. I always say the truth, and I'm going to be truthful again. Robert Kubica, 1. It's been a horrible comeback. It happened with Michael Schumacher. He was a phenomenal driver. He came back. He was awful. And it's happened with Kubica. Kubica, his career was scuppered by that horrible accident. And it's absolutely remarkable that he had the guts, courage to get back on the Formula 1 grid. But he and many others he would admit himself, it's been a horrible comeback. Last every weekend, he scored 1 point, which was his highlight. He gets a point in Germany and scores Williams' only point of the season. So that's a big plus for him. But it's not where Kubica wants to be. He's world champion material. Had he not had that accident, he could have been in the Ferrari. But he's come back. He's been last every practice session, last every qualifying, last every race. It's not where we want to see Kubica. We know Kubica's got a mega talent, but that is probably his F1 career over because it's just not worked out. Who knows, he might come back in 2021, but we'll have to wait and see. We're getting to the end now. Pierre Gasly, another guy I have gone absolutely critical at during this season. Gasly, 3 out of 10, and it would have been 1 had he not got his podium in Brazil. Very tough year for Pierre Gasly. He got dropped by Red Bull, deservedly so. I did a video on it saying he should be dropped. He has to be dropped. Eventually Red Bull pulled the trigger. They had to. He was nowhere near Max. Didn't look like getting a podium. Probably his best race in a Red Bull was at Silverstone. But he got a podium at Brazil. He went back to Toro Rosso. He looked sharper. He looked confident. He looked like he was enjoying himself again. Where he didn't enjoy himself, had no confidence, looked broken man at Red Bull. He goes to Toro Rosso and again we see what a great driver he is and why he deserves to be on the grid. He gets a podium in Brazil. Absolutely outstanding Pierre Gasly. And emotion on the radio. I loved that passion. From getting dropped, from being a tough season. He gets a podium, and the emotion on the radio, that actually made me smile, and I was genuinely happy for him. I can't lie, I've been a big critic of him this year, especially when he was at Red Bull. He deserved to be dropped, and I was proved right, he did get dropped. But for me, he looks a better driver at Toro Rosso. It just didn't work at Red Bull. And last but not least, the torpedo himself, Daniil Kvyat. 7. For me, the most improved driver on the Formula 1 grid. A podium at Germany. I mean, this man, remember what he's been through. He's been on the podium before. He's been dropped and messed around 3 or 4 times. And he comes back and shows grit, determination. He's matured in his driving. And he gets a podium at Germany. It's crazy that Toro Rosso get 2 podiums in one season, when they've not had a podium since Vettel in 2008. 13th in the drivers. For me, Danny Kvyat, definitely the most improved. There we have it. Let me just double check that I've not made a tit of myself and we've gone through everyone. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got all 10 done, all 20 drivers done. And there we have it, season ratings. Let me know if you agree, disagree. We'll run down it again. Lewis Hamilton 10, Valtteri Bottas 8, Vettel 6, Charles Leclerc 9, Max 9, Albon 8, Perez 6, Stroll 2, Hülkenberg Ricciardo 5, Grosjean 0, Magnussen 1, Sainz 10, Norris 8, Giovinazzi 4, Kimi 6, Russell 6, Kubica 1, Gasly 3, and last but not least, Kvyat with a 7. There we have it, season ratings. I really like doing these videos, they're enjoyable to do. And yeah, get them comments in down below, we'll always reply. If you can be, I would love you to leave your season ratings. I know it's going to take you a while to type it out, but interesting. It's always good to get other people's opinions. For me, I would stick with them ratings. Maybe Perez, you could argue he should be a bit lower than a 6. Maybe Kimi Raikkonen deserves more. A lot of love for Kimi Raikkonen, but like, still 12th in the drivers. I don't know. Kimi was really good start of the season. For me, he faded quite a bit towards the end, but they did get that amazing result at Brazil. What a season. I love Formula 1. We crowned Lewis Hamilton a 6-time world champion. And there he is. Unbelievable to see his journey. Followed every single race of his. And to see the success this amazing driver from Stevenage has had. Unbelievable. Oh, it's a long wait now. Testing. Then we'll be at Melbourne for another season of reactions and driver ratings. Whew. So, qualifying reactions done, race reaction, driver ratings, season ratings. Look out for season awards, where we've got something very special lined up. And yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the support all year. It's been great. And especially you, the loyal ones. They know who they are. Comment every single video. It's much appreciated. The support on my videos recently proves why I do this, and it's great. That's what I want mainly. People to comment, interact with the comments. No matter whether I receive 10 comments or 10,000 comments, I'll always reply. Like, that's my motto. If you've got time to watch my video, I've always got the time to reply, because that's just how I see it. So there we have it. All 20 drivers covered. That is season ratings done. Probably the longest video we've had in a very long time. But look out for them season awards. It's going to be epic. Adios. Thanks for watching. Adios.